CloudMD has had an exciting 2 days. Let's talk. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daniel, and here we talk about Canadian stock market investing. If you're Canadian, a stock market investor, and you just love talking about stocks, subscribe and hit that notification bell for future content. Anyways, today's video, the purpose of it is to go over CloudMD. It's had a crazy 2 days, but really yesterday the stock was paused for the entire day. So let's talk about that first. To do that, we're going to jump right into my computer. Yesterday, CloudMD issued an IIROC trading halt because of pending news. And the stock was halted at 8:30 a.m. before the markets even opened. So there's a temporary suspension which lasted all day because we didn't see the stock price move, and it even moved into today. So yesterday I checked in the afternoon, and this was the news article that was written. So this was released around 2:39. CloudMD further supports expansion and growth with appointment of global head, corporate development, and new chief financial officer. So they had a change up in their management. So what? Was this what moved the stock today? No, it's not. And yesterday I did post an update about CloudMD referencing this article. And originally I didn't see the other piece of news, but now that post has been updated. The news that they released yesterday, which was really what moved the stock, was none other than a secondary bought deal. So here's an article that outlines how much cash they're raising. And we can see that they're raising $25 million. Further down in the article, they say they're issuing around 10.4 million shares at a price of $2.40 per share. And also, the company has granted the underwriters an option, which is the over-allotment option, to purchase up to an additional 1.5 million shares at a price of $2.40 per share. And that's going to be available for the next 30 days after closing the round. And this would result in an additional proceeds of around $3.75 million. This offering is expected to close on November 9th, so that's a couple weeks from today. However, today when you open up your stock market app or just checked online, CloudMD stock still was not moving. And it didn't start moving till around noontime because there was another announcement that they made. The secondary piece of news, which they announced about 10 hours ago, right now it's 9:30 p.m., so it was around 11:30 a.m., which they released this news. And it's that they upsized their bought deal public offering to $32.4 million. So here's the official release on the CloudMD website. They've just increased the number of shares that they're offering to 13.5 million. The price still stays the same at $2.40. And the over-allotment offer has increased to 2 million shares at the same price of $2.40, meaning that they could raise a total of $32.4 million plus $4.9 million, which is roughly around $37.3 million. And this is the largest public offering they've ever had in their history. I believe the previous one that they had was around $13.4 million, but this one basically tripled that size. So if you looked at CloudMD stock, it actually dipped initially when the stock opened to around $2.66. And this might just be investors selling off because they saw this secondary bought deal offering being offered at $2.40. So this is lower than the actual price of the stock, which opened around $2.71. But quickly the stock gained momentum and shot to the upside, and it ended the day at $2.91. Now let's jump over to the charts to see what they can show us. So here I'm on tradingview.com, which I've mapped out CloudMD stock, and there's two patterns that I drew here, which are kind of interesting. So you noticed earlier today when I released a video on the Very Good Food Company, there I talked about symmetrical triangles or wedges. So let's call them wedges because it's shorter form. So you can see that there's two wedges that have formed here. The first one started on September 20th, and this is a very short wedge. There's a huge spike in volume declined, stock consolidated, and then another huge spike in volume again, and the stock increased again. And then the volume declined, but this wedge was a little bit longer. And we can see the volume was quite low, and it traded down to similar levels as a previous triangle. Then the stock broke out and it continued to shoot higher. And today it hit new all-time highs at $2.91. And I did mention in one of my previous videos that I did buy CloudMD at around $2.61, right around here. I did miss the breakout because I think I was just at work and just wasn't paying attention, which is, good on me that I was doing my job actually. But at least I got in before this last portion of the run-up. And who knows, tomorrow it might continue running up, but it is getting less and less likely that the stock will continue running up. If we look at this recent wedge, we can see that from the base of the wedge, it starts at about $1.62 and goes to about $2.36. So $2.36 subtract $1.62, that's 74 cents. So it can run up about 74 cents, and it broke out at around $2.05. So 2.05 plus 0.74 equals around $2.79. So the stock has already run up by one full base. We can see that investors sold off on this day, where we can see a large candle here, and it was around the $2.74 mark, which is roughly according to the trading pattern. But with today's information and this breakout continuing on, it's possible that we could increase by another full base. So going from 279 plus another base of 74 cents, we could see the stock go all the way up to $3.44. If it does, maybe I would suggest cashing out of your position or taking some profits. If you're a long-term investor though, there's no harm in holding onto the stock if you do believe in the business long-term. The last thing that I want to comment on today is, why is dilution help bringing the stock price up? And the reason why I think this is good news for the stock is because the fact that CloudMD has a lot more cash right now on hand, they're able to go and acquire more businesses. And the fact that they can acquire more businesses means that this is going to bring a boost to their underlying revenue. And what investors are looking for here in the telehealth space is these companies to grow the revenue rapidly. People don't really care about their earnings, they care more about the sales growth. And there's no way that CloudMD is going to be able to grow the sales through their own in-house product development. The quickest way to grow sales as a company, like a lot of Canadian tech stocks, is to do acquisitions. So expect to see a lot more acquisitions from CloudMD going forward, and I think this will help them boost the revenue up to triple digits for the next year. And ultimately, the reason why the stock continued to go up is because, just like their other secondary offerings or public bought deals, the stock rose after that, and investors knew that CloudMD was going out there to acquire more companies to increase the revenue, which would ultimately increase the stock price anyways. So right now, there's a lot of future growth priced into CloudMD right now. If they don't continue to perform, this could be a bad sign for the stock, but in the meantime, the stock is going to probably continue riding up to around the $3 level tomorrow. If you enjoyed this news update and appreciate the effort that I put into these videos in getting you guys the information as quick as possible, then leave me a like down below. As well as remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave any comments that you have about this news. Keep up the grind and have a great day. If you stuck around this far into the video, I have a quick tip for you guys here. So here's the IIROC website, and they show the consolidated short position reports. So I actually downloaded this report, which was released on October 6th. I'll just go to it right now. We can see the short interest in Doc stock. So Doc stock had a short interest of around 1.3 million shares, and that's declined in the past couple weeks by 2.4 million shares. So that means a lot of these short positions were closed out. However, there's still 1.4 million shares outstanding that were shorted. So I think this is probably what's also causing the squeeze up right now. It's that these short traders are covering their positions because they're probably forced to cover, or they're seeing the stock skyrocket and they're covering the short positions. Okay, now this is really the end of the video. See you guys.